Go ahead.
Pandora served a no contact order on her ex boyfriend because he came on YouTube to talk about her faked miscarriage. And she served him a no contact order, and they took away his guns. And he was a park ranger or worked at the parks and was supposed to carry a gun for his job, but couldn't because he got this no contact order. So me and some of the ladies on YouTube did get together, and I ended up paying for most of it. We got together and paid his legal expenses to fight that.
Did he win?
They ended up dismissing it.
Wow. I had no, first of all, I remember when that whole thing was outed, and I remember that she had used a picture from a certain, a specific
A
website.
bed,
It was
yeah,
just,
website of
yes,
bed sheets that were bloody.
yes, of women oh God. Anywho, I did not know it went that far, that he actually came on here and then discussed it, and that she went and did that. Like, how did, find you a no contact order? How was he contacting her when he came on here to discuss it? Like, I don't understand how that works. Like, is that an indirect way of coming at somebody?
Yeah,
Coming up
I
here and
guess so.
telling his side of the
I guess,
story?
yeah, I guess so. I don't know because what happened was Pandora kicked Sweet Wheat to the curb, and Sweet Wheat was like, she faked this miscarriage, and she showed me the screenshots, and then she's like, you know what? I have this guy's phone number because she used to make me call him all the time, and I'm going to call him up and see what he says about the miscarriage. So she called the ex
Hmm.
boyfriend because Pandora gave her the number and had her involved in the whole thing. So Sweet Wheat calls him up and he's like, oh, she told me she was in ICU for 7 days and that Sweet Wheat was at Pandora's house watching over the house while Pandora was in the hospital for 7 days having a miscarriage and in ICU.
What?
So Sweet Wheat was like, oh my gosh, you won't believe what this guy's saying. Let's get him on YouTube and he can tell his story. So he got on here on YouTube and on my stream and told his story. And
And then in turn, she did that
And
to
then
him.
in return, she went and served a no contact order on him and told the police her life was in danger and that she was harassing him. So they went
Or
to
he
his
was
house
harassing her.
and took all his guns. So because I felt like it was my fault and Sweet Wheat felt guilty, and some other ladies that were involved behind the scenes felt guilty because we felt like it was our fault for bringing him on YouTube. So we paid for his legal fees. I paid
Wow.
most of it too because it was on my stream, and I felt so bad that he got into so much shit over that I paid for most of it. Sweet, two other ladies donated, or three ladies donated small amounts, and I covered the rest
Good
to pay for
God.
his attorney to make sure that this didn't stand. We didn't want him getting in trouble for stuff we were responsible for causing. So
I
that's
had no
why,
idea it went that far.
yeah,
I had no idea that it went that far at all. I just remember those photos coming out, and it, like, I think I was in and out of hearing things and stuff. And then I saw the pictures. Oh, I know why. It was because Pink put it out. I believe it was
she told
her.
Sweet Wheat that the guy pushed her down the stairs.
I remember that. I do remember. And then it was the garage stairs, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, the garage stairs.
Which, what are there, like three? But still, I
Yeah.
guess you could get hurt being pushed down three wooden
So, I mean, and
stairs.
like none of this would have never happened if she wasn't doing all this shady stuff that comes back to bite her in the ass. And can you really say that I went and contacted her boyfriend because Sweet Wheat contacted the boyfriend, but Sweet Wheat would have never had the number if Pandora hadn't have given it to her. So it's Pandora's fault that we even found out about this guy.
It just really bothers me to know that the poor guy comes on here and tells his side of the story, which he wasn't lying. He ended up being the one who was being honest, saying it wasn't true. Wait, did it come out that it wasn't true?
Well, what she told him, like they were together, she called him up and said that she lost the baby and was in ICU, and that Sweet Wheat was at her house watching her house while she was in ICU having a miscarriage. And she wouldn't let him come up to the hospital and visit her or go to her house or anything. And then she was telling him that Sweet Wheat had her cell phone and that Sweet Wheat was the one responding to her when it was really her. Like she never went to the hospital or was in ICU or had a miscarriage. But then she had told Sweet Wheat she was pregnant with this guy's baby and didn't know what she was going to do. And Sweet Wheat offered to adopt the baby because Pandora didn't want it. And then Pandora messages Sweet Wheat and says he pushed me off the store, pushed me down the stairs, and I've lost the baby. But she was like in deep discussions with Sweet Wheat about adopting this baby to Sweet Wheat because
What?
she couldn't afford a kid. So when you come up with stories like that, this is what I'm trying to say. I wasn't trying to dig in her life on that. She
Mhm.
came up with these crazy stories with Sweetwheat, and Sweetwheat wanted to know what was true and what was not. So she called the guy because she had his number because Pandora gave it to her, and she called him to see what the real story was. And then it was a totally different story with him.
Oh my God. When did Sweet Wheat and her, they're not friends anymore, right?
No, they're not.
Did Sweet Wheat ever come clean and say, hey, this is what happened here, here, and here? When she was
With
friends
the
with her? I'm
miscarriage?
sure that's not the, yeah, like was everything, just
Yes.
anything that
I
ever
mean,
comes out of her mouth.
Sweetwheat gave us a lot of information in the dirty Discord. And Sweetwheat came clean and admitted that she did that. So I'm not throwing her under the bus on this.
Yeah, I do
But
remember vaguely about that too, but I wasn't sure if they were friends now. I didn't know if they became back friends, but because I do see more, by the way, hello, more than enough, saying like, Sweet Wheat should have known better for real. This wasn't her first rodeo. Because she knew about the cancer part. She knew about that stuff from
yeah.
before, and then I guess she remained friends with her that whole time, and then I don't know, uh, that she did something else that was quite disgusting. I actually think that's worse.
Oh, there's Sweetwheat. Am I telling this
Hey, Sweet
accurately?
Wheat,
Sweetwheat, it's been a couple of years. That's what you told us, right? And
garage
what was
stairs.
happened. Yeah, she
Um,
said that Kevin, or her ex boyfriend, I shouldn't say his name, I'm sorry. Her ex boyfriend pushed her down the stairs and she lost the baby, is what she told Sweetwheat.
I don't want to ask that question because it's a personal question. I know we're talking about other stuff, but I didn't want to go there, so I don't know the answer to that question.
So, yeah, that's the beginning of my experience with Pandora and what really happened. And
Question answered. Go ahead.
I wasn't trying to dig in her life. Sweetwheat was involved in the miscarriage story, and she really
Mhm.
wanted to know what the truth was when her and Pandora quit being friends. So that's what started the miscarriage stuff. She wanted to know the truth. And since
Right,
Sweetwheat was involved in it, she should know the truth.
right.